take from the Red Cap Chief, the elder Red Cap Chief, Honorable Nana. But you see, I tend to agree with Honorable Pat and Honorable Pojok that it's always safer to err on the side of caution. But the problem is, what caution are we exercising? If we have heard from Macbilla that the conclusive research is that it has no effect on human health, and then we don't have any expertise here that can determine otherwise, all we can do is to run to the same NCCC, and all those other agencies that have confirmed it's safe. So what other information are we going to get? Except we have experts here who can give us contrary opinion. That's the difficulty that I have. Where are we running to? Which pool of expertise do we have, other than the ones that have confirmed that it has no health hazard? IBB.
Thank you, the Right Honorable Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Iboro Ekanem. I am from the State of Uncommon Transformation, Akwa Ibom State, and I represent the good people of Ikono and in the federal constituency. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, ordinarily, I would have said nothing on this motion, but since it concerns my field as electronics and telecommunications engineer, I want to speak on my knowledge. That's fine. Honorable Speaker, we are all aware that the invent of global system for mobile communication called GSM is a recent development. Because it is quite recent, there is not yet a conclusive research on these adverse effects on humans. Research is still going on. Scientifically, one person might have researched and said, no, it has no effect on human. Other researchers are going on. If you Google, you will discover that what GSM entails is the installation of radio masts, base station, and even the transmitting antennas, which radiates mechanical energy. And that also is inhaled by humans. It is on record, on authority, that the Institute of Electrical Electronics Engineers internationally has issued a standard that beyond this, it will affect human health. It is also on record that the closer you are to base station, the more you inhale this electromagnetic power radiation. And its effect on human is not immediate. And that is why the responses and researches has not been conclusively concluded. It is ongoing. It takes a longer time for its effects to manifest in humans. We are not unaware that the power radiation, even though we hold our handsets and our radios and so forth, it is not immediate, as I've said earlier. Now, what we should say is that let us allow this motion to go into this committee, and then they will also invite experts. And during public hearing, more researches might have been done. Who knows whether there is discovery as of today? Who knows whether there was yesterday's discovery, which has not been known as of 2 days ago? As I said, it is the recent development, and it's a recent discussion on communication, which research is ongoing hour by hour, minute by minute, day by day. There is no conclusive situation on the matter, so research is ongoing. Let us, my colleagues, allow this motion to pass. By then, more inputs will come in from other experts. I want to talk on the aspects on the use of masks. Well, indiscriminately, it is okay. They are using it discriminately, but we cannot say here right that what they are using is 100% to specification and standard, that it can never fall. When it is subjected to wind pressure and force, this mast can collapse. If a building which is so reinforced can collapse, mast can equally collapse. But the fear is that it should not be close to buildings, which I will not agree to using the word, use the word residential area. If we don't install this mast, even in residential areas, we cannot have good reception. Take, for example, Gwarimpa is a residential area, and it's as large as that. Are you telling us that we cannot install masts in residential areas as Gwarimpa? No. But the problem is, the nearer we are to base station, the more risk we are exposed to electromagnetic radiation. And again, when you are nearer to the population, the reception on your phone is far better. How do you balance the situation of nearer to the people to have good reception or nearer to the people to avoid health risk and environmental risk? I think we should say that this mast should not be installed to buildings, where buildings is defined as a structure with roof and walls, because buildings covers residential, covers commercial, industrial, school, banks, and name it. So we should not restrict to residential area, otherwise we'll get it wrong. Because there must be masts in residential areas where it is a catchable point for us to have good receptions. Therefore, I'm subscribing, my honorable colleagues, let's allow this motion to pass. Rather, it will be an opener for other inputs to come and for others to make more researches. By the time we go out from here, we can have more researches, more reports, and send to the committee to work with, rather than killing it outright here, and then by tomorrow, if we find that there is a health hazard on installing this mast, what do we find ourselves to be? So, Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, I want to say that we allow this motion to pass. Rather, in such residential areas, it could be allowed to install in open space, so that if events of accidents, it can fall on its own without falling on any building, without falling on high-tension masts. That will also cause environmental hazard and more fatal than even the radiomagnetic radiation. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, thank you very much for the opportunity, and that is where I rest my case. Thank you very much. And my honorable colleagues, I remain Iboro Ekanem, IBB. My amendment is on the fact that buildings, as I had earlier said, is defined as closed structure with walls and roof. Therefore, the phrase residential area should be replaced with the word buildings. Since buildings covers commercial, public places, and so forth, residential area is strictly on residential, and then offices is not covered. So the phrase residential area should be replaced by the word buildings on the body and the title of the motion. I so moved.
His own is for building. Any seconder? Pardon? Is calling for an additional, an amendment to the motion to substitute the word residential area for building, in the sense that commercial complexes are not covered by the word residential area. That's just the argument. Honorable Adaji.
Honorable Speaker, my name is Honorable Adaji Ezekiel. I'm from Benue State. I represent Otupo and Ohimini. I stand to second this motion based on this expatriate advice that will substitute residential to buildings. I so second.
Those in favor of the amendment say aye. Those against it say nay. Ayes have it. Last amendment, your own is taken care of. It's rendered nugatory.